we got that out for discussion. So now, any other point, any other discussion?
On the logistics, then the question becomes, do we want more parent participation than what we have now, or are we satisfied with the parent participation that we have currently?
All right, well, that's a point of discussion. I won't answer it, but we always want more parent involvement. That's without question. Here, and then we'll close with 1, 2, 3, and then we'll wrap up discussion.
Couldn't you have some type of shuttle that picked them up from their school, their child's school?
No, at this point, we don't have resources in place to shuttle people, but there is money for transportation. I mean, that's not something that we've talked about, but maybe at those committee meetings, if that becomes an issue, maybe it is something we can talk about. All right. Joy and then Kim.
I definitely don't want to echo the point of having to remember where the meeting is. Because I can see me now waking up on a Saturday morning and not knowing where the meeting is supposed to be.
That's another committee chairperson, y'all. So the committee chair people.
You know? To find other ways to get parents to a central location or encourage them to be there than to have to remember, especially in a busy life, where are we this month? Okay, maybe we're at one location and I'm at another looking for you.
All right, Kim.
Was there a poll or something put out there that the reason why parents don't come is because of the location, or if people don't have transportation? Because no matter where you put it, transportation, if that's an issue, they're not going to show up. If they still have to get on the bus, don't be in their area.
No poll took it. Just an issue came up as a way to get more parent involvement. If we move to the districts where parents are at, there's more likely that parents will come to something in their district than to come to a central location.
The two biggest things that I hear are transportation and babysitters. But our school has a big parent participation always in everything we do. But a lot of schools don't because they don't have the means and they don't have babysitters, especially when you have younger children. I do agree with the young lady over here about waking up on a Saturday morning to be at a meeting and you trying to figure out where you're going after you done chase kids all night. I don't think so. I think it would be better to have a bus or shuttles or whatever to pick them up if there's money allotted for that in central locations, maybe close to the schools that the children go to, so that they could just make the bus or buses could make one big swoop. That would make so much more sense than to have a different meeting at a different building every single month, because I can tell you right now, I'm not doing that.
Okay. All right. So
I'm not
any other?
right now, I'm not doing that.
I got you, Kim.
We just want to reiterate that the third Saturday has been sort of a courtesy that committee meetings could be held there. It was a general, open, deeper discussion meeting, but there's nothing that precludes committees. If you happen to have more committee members in East District saying, you know what, we're going to have our committee meet because we all live around this area and let's go to Dunkin' Donuts for our meeting, we're hoping that will happen. This was just a courtesy way to at least have a meeting date available and a site available if you weren't able to make arrangements. So if it turns out that that stays an open meeting and committees want to meet on their own, committees are certainly welcome to do that and set up their own location. Could be a school, could be a library, could be a community site. As I said, Dunkin' Donuts are nice. They got nice chairs.
All right, any other discussion?
I think the purpose of it was to get more parents involved in being able to, the same parents won't come every month, but if it's in their area, they'll go to that.
Right. So, I mean, you've learned to walk with both ways. We tried it this way, maybe we tried another way, and we look at what we get as a difference. But at this point, let's just get a vote to see what the majority of people want to do, and then what we'll do is we'll take the next committee meeting to come together if we decide to support it with a plan on how we can implement it. If not, we just keep doing what we're doing. All right? So, Kim?
Just the last one idea that went through is maybe instead of going 6 because of some concern with the logistics, we take baby steps and try 3 meetings over the course of the cycle that's coming up, so we have the chance to really plug the new meeting site for a month or 2 and then see if there's a change and more people coming out to the district sites, and then look at it from there after 1 or 2 meetings that are held at school sites throughout the area.
I mean, that may be how we have to modify it anyway. Maybe for the rest of the year, put 2 districts together because it's not 6 meetings for the rest of the year. I think it's only like 5 left, all right? So, So if we decide to support it, that may be the modification to put 2 together, all right? So,
This is just real quick, the site on Main Street,
Yes.
that doesn't incur any cost to us?
No,
to
no
use.
cost.
So, okay, so that's not an issue.
no, it's not, that's not an issue, all right? That's wonderfully supported that's the Parent Information Resource Center, EPIC, that offers that to us as a service. All right.
Sam, can I just say this, and if you open up a school building, there will be costs.
All right, and it may be important, and this is, and I don't want that to be an issue for us, you know what I'm saying? Because that's something that we as parents, that's a fight that we're gonna have to fight at some point. You know what I'm saying, about parents having access to school buildings in our own neighborhoods. And being told that, you know, we can't do it because of an engineer or a union or a contract. I'm not trying to suggest that that's something that we bring it up in this issue, but I don't want that to be part of our thinking, the fact that we have to pay that cost, because it's our community building. You know what I'm saying? So whatever we got to do to confront that, at some point in time, we're going to have to confront that. All right? So, there's no other discussion. All in favor of the motion to change the meetings from Saturday to move them to committees, to move them to each individual district, indicate by raising your hand. 1, 2, 3. All right. All opposed, indicate by raising your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The motion does not carry. All right, so the next meeting will be on Saturday, December 18th?
Yes.
December 18th. And so for right now, we will keep them on Saturdays at Epic at 1000 Main Street. All right? So thank you, DPCC. The next item on the agenda will be, we were supposed to talk about the school-based management team cluster meetings, but that did not take place because of the storm that took place on December 2nd and the 3rd. So, you know anything about being rescheduled? Mrs. Harrington, you know anything about them being rescheduled?
It's in the process. We're working with a leadership group from New York City,
Uh-huh.
so it's a little detailed. So
All right.
it's definitely in the process.
So, but probably after the first of the year?
Yes.
Okay, so look for that meeting to be rescheduled after the first of the year. You had a question, Kim?
No.
Okay. All right. So, next we have committee reports. So I see Nick Rando and Joy and Kim here. So we'll start with you, Nick. Committee reports. Let's give a hand for Nick Rando as he comes forward.
Thanks. I meant to have a written report, but it didn't happen. There was a miscommunication. Just two items. First, I gave myself an assignment, and that was to find out what was going on with the Buffalo Alliance for Education. I don't know if anybody here is familiar with that organization, but it's a non-for-profit group that's taken on the task of promoting business involvement in schools with a focus on opportunities for students. Well, this was a group without a paid staff, and sometime earlier this year, their executive director resigned. So they were in a bit of flux, and they're still in a transitional period. But I tracked down their president, Brian Biggie. He's the president of the Buffalo Alliance for Education, to talk to him a little bit about the direction this organization may be going in. He assured me they are still in business, and they're interested in talking to people that want to promote business partnerships. So I can give you their website. Again, I'm sorry, I meant to have this written down for you. It's www.buffaloalliance.org. The website is very, very out of date, you see right away, but the contact information is still okay. One of the things that they're doing, and it's potentially kind of exciting, is that right now they've become basically non-functional based on the resignation of their executive director and what have you. But they are in talks right now to merge potentially, and they think this is going to happen with another group that I hadn't heard of until talking with Brian, the Niagara Frontier Industry Education Council. And they have a similar mission. They have a pretty good mission alignment in terms of their commitment to promote business partnership and a business presence in schools. So it looks like this merger may happen, and Brian has promised to keep me in the loop and keep me up to date. In the matter of the next couple of weeks, we should know more. But they'll have a larger board, they'll have access to more funding streams, they could be a much more dynamic organization. So anyway, it's sort of a stay tuned. This merger candidate, the NFIEC, also has a website. If you'd like to take a look at it, it's www.nfiec.org. Again, that's the Niagara Frontier Industry Education Council. So these two groups might get together, and there might be some economies of scale, and they might be able to do a little bit more. Secondly, I understand that in your announcement for tonight.
Yes, and the letter that went out, the mailing, and I'll do a quick poll. Did everybody get that mailing? Because it was sent out on Thursday during the storm. And so how many parent facilitators?
Saturday.
You got it Saturday? Okay, well, that's Postal Service then, because it went out Thursday. You did get it before the meeting, but the homework on that was to ask about the matrix. So,
yeah, I don't know if anyone had an opportunity to do that. There wasn't a lot of time. Maybe we have to sort of reload and try again. But I've talked before a little bit about the matrix that the schools, the physical buildings are supposed to maintain that provide a record of all the partnerships that are active within a given school. And those are, whether they're with neighborhood businesses or arts organizations or mental health service providers, whatever. They're supposed to have a binder or some physical document that is a summary of all those relationships. But I think unless anybody had a chance to challenge that.
I did.
Yeah. What'd you
Our
find?
school has one.
Great.
I know where it is, I've seen it,
Okay.
and it's up to date and it works.
And you took a look at it?
Yep.
And it's what I'm describing?
Yes,
it's
it
a kind
is.
of roster or a list of
Yeah, it has a list of
organizations.
everything, organizations that work within the school and everything.
Good.
And it's up to date, and it has the organizations that actually work with the school and their information and what they do in the school. And
I didn't see the binder, but I did see in the Hutch Tech CEP, they handed out the last school-based management team. They had a listing of all the community-based organizations they had collaborations with. It was part of the CEP.
Well, it could be a virtual binder. I don't know.
Okay, right.
it's on our website, but they also had a binder.
Yeah, there was an actual binder.
There's a binder and it's also on our website.
Okay. Good. Okay, that's it. Thanks.
I'm Joy McDuffie, Dropout Prevention Committee. Giving my report, and my cohort said I don't have a written report today. However, some of the main objectives, of course, with dropout prevention is to increase high school graduation rates. So the basics never change. This year, we are looking at attendance. As I mentioned before, the beginning of graduating from high school is to attend high school. You definitely cannot learn from home. So we will be looking closely at attendance rates. Also, in each school improvement plan, we want to see something about dropout prevention. So for all of you who have reviewed your school improvement plans, be very aware for the high schools of what the graduation rate is. The goal is to have at least an 80% graduation rate in every high school. And we want to discuss this year ways of engaging students so that they will stay in school and hopefully attend college. So that is the basis for the dropout prevention, hoping to get more parents working with the committee right now. The meeting will be on a Saturday at 1000 Main Street, the third Saturday of the month, asking the parents to please come out, bring your ideas of how we can engage the students so that they will stay in school and graduate from high school. And this is a bigger issue than just education. It really has an effect on the quality of life of the entire city. So hopefully we'll be working together this year on dropout prevention.
Thank you.